What's up, family? I'm Mike.
And I'm Shelby.
Welcome to our channel.
On our grind.
All right. Before we get started with this video, we just want to say shout out to Charles and Griff, who designed the shirts that we're wearing right now. Just be a good person and do something good.
And if you would like to support them, their website will be in the description box below. So on the last video, we discussed our pros and cons of the business and all the things that we went through, good and bad, with the brick and mortar. So with that being said, I want to stop right now and thank all the subscribers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for subscribing, for watching, for liking, for hitting the like button and everything. And if you're new to the channel, thank you and welcome. So when COVID hit, people were still reluctant to go inside of buildings. So we decided to rebrand the business and go mobile.
Right.
So after the brick and mortar, we went totally mobile, which it was the new thing. That's what people were doing. And we, instead of people coming to the coffee shop, we could bring the coffee to you. So our business is now totally mobile, and it's actually been really great. So what we did was we rebranded ourselves to make the business look exactly like we are. And the new name of the business is, of course, Black Bean Coffee Co.
Black Bean Coffee.
We designed the interior and the exterior of the trailer with the help of our two friends over at Cattywampusacres. And they also have a channel, so go and follow them as well. The wrap was actually done by a good friend of ours as well, Argelis. Thank you, Argelis. We really appreciate you guys for helping us out with that part of it. So we're going to get down to the title of the video, which is
Who Called the Marshals?
Who Called Them?
Right.
Well, let Mike tell the story.
Well, when we got the trailer done and everything was completed, and we decided that our first event or our first outing would be in the city where we had the brick and mortar, because our customers was there and they didn't want to see us leave. So when we told them we were coming back as a mobile trailer, they were like excited.
Very excited.
All right. So we decided that would be the first place that we would go. So I went down to City Hall to see what I needed, what we needed for the business and what permits, any kind of requirements that we needed. So when I went in, they said that appointed me to this young lady who handed out the permits. Right.
Yes.
So we went in and we met with her, and it was actually someone who was very familiar with my wife, because they've been knowing each other for years.
I used to do her hair for years.
Right.
Because I'm a licensed cosmetologist as well.
So when we went in and, I met with her, and everything was friendly and everything. So that's how my wife was doing and how everything was going, and was excited that we were now mobile and back in the area. So when I asked her, like, do I need any permits, or what do I need? What are the requirements for setting up in the city? And she was like, there's no permits that you need. So I started asking, where can I go and set up? Can I go to any schools here? If can I have an event at any schools? And she said, you would have to work that out with the Board of Education. So I was like, okay. I said, can I go and set up at like gas stations or car washes or anywhere like that in the city? And she said, no, that would be like a violation, that we couldn't set up at any of those places, even if the owner or whoever was over the gas station said that we couldn't, because it was some kind of code violation that we would be going against. So I was like, okay. She said, but you can set up like at a church or any private residence, as long as you have permission from the owners of that private property. That would be totally fine. So I was like, okay.
Residential or commercial?
Residential or commercial.
So I'm not sure why she even told you couldn't set up a gas station, because that would be owned by somebody as well. So I'm not sure why she said that, but then took it back. Right.
And she said, as long as it's private property, it's perfectly fine. So I was like, okay, is this church, we can set up at this church? And she's like, yeah, that's no problem. So we started our events at Pastor Copeland's church. And we done like 3 events there. And they just kept moving us around. So kept getting, they would tell him information and he would bring it back to us, saying that we can't set up on this side of the street, we can't set up on this side of the street.
So it was just excuses after excuses.
Yeah, so we just got tired of that, and we didn't want him to keep going through that, so we decided not to set up there. But one of our other customers, right around the corner, who owns an event hall, said that we can come and set up in his parking lot.
Because other people come and set up. Maybe not a food truck, but if other people come set up to do events because it's an event hall.
Right. So it's private property, so it's perfectly fine. So we did an event there, and then we came back. You know, the first event went fine. We came back the second time to do another event. And then as we were doing the event, like, the Marshals just pulled up and blocked us in. Just out of nowhere.
Blocked us in.
Right. And then they got out and came up. They said, you have to shut down. It's like, why? I said, because you are in violation. You're in a code violation of the city. So I'm like, what code? And they's like, well, do you have your documents here? What documents do you have for the business?
Them everything. I had my receipts. I had all my receipts. Boom, 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 boom. I showed them. They didn't even look at the papers.
Right. They just picked it up and put it down.
Yeah, they didn't even look at them because I know who I know who's out there. So I have my documents ready. I have my receipts. So when you come for me, I'm going to be ready for you.
Right. So when they said we're in violation of a city code, they said, well, who did you talk to? Because I told them I spoke with someone who does the permits. She specifically said that we didn't have to have one as long as we were on private property.
And we got permission from the person. He was actually
standing right there when
he saw everything go down.
Yeah, when the Marshals came up, he was standing right there. So I said, we got permission from the owner. He's right here. They're like, well, who did you speak to at City Hall? So I told them. And they left. And then like 5 minutes later, they came back and said that you have to shut down because it's code violation. I asked them what code. They said, well, we can straighten all this out at City Hall. If you want to just come down to City Hall and we can straighten all this out.
Right. Mind you, it was still around the time that there was a lot of police brutality. I don't know what incident it was, but it seemed like it's every other day anyway.
Yeah.
But it was something going on. When that happened, I was getting anxiety, I was just like, okay, what's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to my husband? They're asking him to follow him to the, City Hall. They blocked us in. I didn't know, did they have guns? What were they going to do to us?
Right.
So I didn't know what they were going to do. But, we kept calm and, we were doing what we were supposed to do until Mike went down.
Right. So when I went down decided to go down to City Hall with them, and I walk in, and they had, went in the office. So when I walked in the office to the young lady that we know, they were standing there, and I said, they said that I'm in violation of a code. But I told them that you said there was no permit needed to do this event. And she said, I didn't tell you that. I'm like, what? She said, I didn't give you that information. I said, you did. I came in your office and I specifically asked about these places. And you said, as long as it's private property, you're perfectly fine if you have permission from the owners. And she said, no, I didn't. And I'm looking at her like, what? We know you and you know us.
Lies. Just lie. Just like, lie to your face.
Why would you say that when you know us? And we went over this before.
Either you lied to us or you just lied.
Right.
For no reason. I hate when people lie for no reason.
Right.
Makes no sense.
And at that point, once I saw what was going on, I just kind of sat back and I was like, okay.
Now we know who we're dealing with.
Now I know what type of us that I'm dealing with.
Right.
So I said, okay, if I'm in violation of a city code, show me the code. And they was like, well, we don't have, time to look for it right now.
But they had time to bring him down there. Instead, they were going to explain to him what code he violated.
Exactly. When they took me down there, it's like, let's straighten it out at City Hall. I'm thinking that they're going to show me what code that we violated. But they never did. So they said, leave your email and we can email you the code. I'm like, I'm sitting right here. I'm right here in front of you. You're at the computer.
Where are the books of codes?
Right. Pull it up on your laptop.
Where are the books?
Right. You pull it up, turn the screen around, and show me the code that I'm violating. Well, I can't do that right now, but I will email it to you. So I'm like, after sitting down there for like 15 minutes, I was like, you know what? We're done with this city. Let's go tell my wife, let's pack up, let's go. We're just done with this city because we got tired of going through all of this.
Right. So I looked for the email. It took 5 weeks for them to email what they say we were in violation. When I read it, it had nothing
nothing
with us. Nothing to do with what we were doing. Nothing. I don't have time to argue. I have things to do. More important things. If they want to be like that, let them be like that with somebody else. But we were done.
Right.
We were done with them. So we just went on to bigger and better things because our minds were too big for the city anyway. What we wanted to do or where we thought we could go and grow, they weren't ready.
Right.
They weren't ready then. They weren't ready with the mobile. So we just was like, I'm done.
Right. And I think it was needed from where we are now, from where we went to after we left the city. I think our minds were too small thinking that we could just do this in the city. We should have been thinking bigger, but that needed to happen so that we could branch out. So after that incident, it seemed like the floodgates just opened up for us and we were getting booked event after event after event. We just went out there after that.
Yeah. So after that, we were doing festivals, movie sets, races, marathon races or whatever. So business was good. We was doing 2-3 events in a day.
Right.
Not in a week, in a day. So we were booked from all week long on the weekends and all. And the business was great. So when people would come to us, they would think that, we were a franchise. That's how professional we were.
Right.
And we are. And the wrap of the trailer just looked very, very tasteful for any type of event. So we enjoy what we do now. And most people think that we're trying to get a brick and mortar because people do their truck first and to save money to get a brick and mortar, but not us. We already been there and done that. And that's not what we really, we didn't like it, I guess, at that location. I'm not going to say that we're never going to do it, but at this moment right now, the mobile is what we like to do, for many reasons. And that'll be on another video, but we like going mobile.
Right. I mean, we've met so many different people. We've gotten so many connections with different people, and so it's just been great.
We don't even have to find events. We don't have somebody looking for events for us for a percentage. We're doing it. We're doing it ourselves, or either the connections that we have, they'll just call us back. Actor or a comedian, they'll be in town. They'll hit us up on Instagram and say, "Hey, Shelby, Mike, are you available?"
Right.
Okay, it's 2:00 in the morning. Are you gonna be able to come to the set?
Right.
We were like, yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there.
Right.
So we're there. We're never late. We've never canceled an event. We've never disappointed. We don't, so we will give you A1 service.
Right.
Customer service.
That's key for us.
It's key. It's very key. And if that's what we stand on is customer service. And so after that incident, we just went to where we were appreciated, not tolerated. So
exactly.
And we've been fine ever since. Never looked back. So we're keep on going, and that's why we want to let you guys know all the steps that we're taking to move forward to something bigger, better, and greater as well. We haven't stopped yet. We see more in our future.
Yeah, we have big things coming up. If y'all can just stay tuned with us and stay connected. We have a lot of things coming up. Even with the coffee trailer, we have coffee carts as well. So not just doing mobile, but we have our coffee carts where when people want to set up inside the office, like in the lobby, we can go inside the lobby now. So that's big.
Right. So it'll be a corporate building. That's where we're at now. We have one coffee cart that's stationary. So that stays there, and we provide coffee to the corporate building, all the businesses that's in that building where they are stationary. And we also have a mobile, coffee cart that can go in and out of, buildings as well. So we are mobile, like, in every way imaginable. So we got mobile with the wheels. We'll go, far as we want to and come back. We got the stationary, cart, and then we have another one. So we're not going to, if you have something that you want catered, it's nothing that we can't do.
Right. So if you're in the surrounding area of Atlanta, if you're in Atlanta anywhere, you want to book us, hey, hit us up.
Yep. Our website will be in the link, a link in the description box below for you to book us for the event. Our website also has our specialty coffees that we sell, our beans, whole beans or ground. So we have merch as well. We have t-shirts. We have what else we have?
Coffee mugs.
Are the hats on there yet? No, not the hats. Okay, so we just have t-shirts, the coffee beans, and the coffee mugs that look like this.
All right, so y'all be sure to go on the website.
Thank you, Ashley.
Order something there.
Yeah. So be sure to go on the website, check us out.
Yeah. And remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We're going to try to do a video every Monday.
Yeah.
Try to put a video out every Monday to keep y'all up to date on what's going on with us.
Yep.
So with that being said, always remember, stay on your grind.